So yeah, let's take a look. So it starts off like a normal question. In fact, I don't think it says quite enough. What they want you to do, what are the X and Y here? It's kind of confusing. It's not very clear. I think I'm going to add a little bit to this problem. It's here is the figure number. X is supposed to be the figure number, and Y is supposed to be the number of boxes. They didn't make that very clear on this question. I'm going to add some words to it. I'm going to alter it. I get these free online. I search online resources to get these. Anyway, I don't make these, but I adjust them. So I'm going to adjust this one a little bit to be more clear. But anyway, this is what they're basically wanting us to do. They're saying, okay, let's call X the figure number and Y the number of boxes in the patterns of those figures. So let's start with figure number 1. How many boxes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So in figure number 1, there are 6 boxes. We good so far? Now there's no figure 0 up there, is there? So I'm skipping figure 0, right? This would be figure 0. I don't know. I'm skipping that. There is no figure 0. But figure 1 has 6 boxes. How about figure 2? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then how many does it add?
Four more.
4 more, right? 7, 8, 9, 10. These 4 are added. So it's 10. Figure number 2 has 10 boxes. It's going up by 4. And then figure number 3, same thing. These 4 are added, right? We have the other 10, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then it adds 4 new ones, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So 14. So figure 3 has 14. It's just adding 4 boxes at the end of each figure, isn't it? Okay, great. So now we see the pattern. It's just adding 4, adding 4. So what's figure number 4 going to be? 18, right? That's pretty easy. Even though they don't show figure number 4, I know it's got to have 18 boxes. We know that, right? What about figure 0? They're not showing figure 0. How can we go back here to figure 0?
Subtract 4.
Yeah, just run our process backwards. So this must be 2, right? Must be 2 because that would fit the add 4 pattern. We just subtract 4 from the 6 to find it. Yeah. So there we go, right? Just making good sense. So now that's really old stuff. Now comes the new part, the extra challenging part. How do we find the equation? Kind of like what just happened on the last problem. How do we find the equation that connects it, which would allow us to jump way down the line? Like if somebody suddenly asked us, what's the number of boxes in, figure 100? We know how to go one step at a time right now, don't we? We can think, well, just add 4. Yeah, but I don't want to do that all the way out to the 100th figure. Or what if they ask me for the 1,000th figure or the 100,000? I don't want to just go one step at a time. I want a formula that'll allow me to jump right to the 100th figure. This is dealing with the pattern in a deeper way. We're pushing. That's what we're going to do in these 5 homeworks is go deeper and stronger with dealing with patterns. So we want to describe the pattern with a formula, which gives us more power. How do we do that? How do you come up with a formula when you're looking at a connection between X, and we want some kind of formula like Y equals 7x minus 8 or something like that. Some kind of formula where we could plug in the 100 for x, right? Because remember the x is the figure number. And just plug in and we would get y. What is y? The number of boxes. I want some kind of relationship between y, the number of boxes, and x, the figure number.
It's going to be a linear equation. So it's going to be y equals mx plus b. So since you have the y-intercept where when it's 0, it's 2, that's going to be your b.
Uh-huh.
And then your rate of change is 4.
Right? Which
That's
is your slope, which is your
yeah, which is my slope. Yeah.
Beautiful, Destiny. Spoken like a person who learned a lot out of algebra. I like that. I rarely hear that. I teach algebra stuff all the time. You have got your algebra facts down quite well. I like that. Now, I'm assuming that probably not everybody is as strong at algebra. Not everybody enjoyed and mastered algebra probably to the level that you clearly have. So I love what you're saying, and you keep going with that. That'll work great for you. Let me explain it in a way that'll help those who maybe aren't as strong in their algebra background. But I love what you're saying. Yeah, Destiny's right on the money. So basically, Destiny's just observing. So if you know algebra well, Destiny's remembering y equals mx plus b, which is linear equations, as she stated so well. And the b is the y-intercept, which is where x is 0. So that's got to be 2. The m is the slope, which is the rate of change, which is what it's going up by every time, which is 4. So the equation must be 4x plus 2. Right on. That's beautiful. That is the right answer. But let me explain it in another way for those that might not be so fresh on their algebra stuff. You could just say that's 2. And you can look at that 6 and say it's 2 add 4. To see the pattern, you need to write out where the numbers came from. To see how they came about, write out where they came from. Where did the 10? Now you might just say, well, it's 6 plus 4, which is true, but that doesn't help you see the pattern quite as well. Don't write 6 plus 4, write 2 plus 4 plus 4, and you can see it more easily. Do you see that? Because that's really where the 10 came from. You started with 2, and we added 4 twice. So always start from the beginning. Same thing with the 14. Start from the beginning, 2 plus 4 plus 4, and then it added another 4, right? So you see how I'm just writing out where these numbers are coming from. And then finally the 18. Again, take everything you had before and add another 4. I think you can see the pattern, the formula that Destiny came up with more easily this way. Now, looking at these numbers, do you see the connection between the x, remember these are the x's, and the number of 4s? The x number is the number of 4s, isn't it? Do you see that? You could say this is 2 plus 4 4s, or this one is 2 plus 3 4s, isn't it? And there's a 3 for x, and there's a 3. Here's a 4 for x, and there's a 4. Do you see the pattern? And this is an x2, and what do we have? 2 4s. This is 2 plus 2 4s. You see how the x number tells you how many 4s? Even right here, x is 1, there's 1 4. X is 0, there's no 4s. So in other words, the pattern is 2, let me write the pattern right here. The pattern is 2 plus x 4s. Right? Isn't that the pattern? Right? 2 plus x 4s. I think I wrote it the other way. 2 plus x 4s. Now, another way you can write that is 2 plus 4x or 4x plus 2. They're all good. They're all saying the same thing. They're just different ways of saying the same thing. Do you see that in the pattern? It's just 2 plus x 4s, whatever your x number is. 2 plus x 4s. 2 plus x 4s, or 4x plus 2. Good observation.